Hi, my name is Ben Kane. We're here working on a game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
So what has Morpheus opened up for you guys?
Morpheus kind of lets us into the console space, really, for virtual reality. Our game is virtual reality first, and Morpheus would let us get into the living room on sort of a fixed platform. It's a known quantity. We could basically embrace the idea that our game is a party game and make it that much easier for people to play it.
How are you utilizing the virtual reality aspect?
Virtual reality is really kind of key for our game. We have some people who think that you could just do the same type of gameplay on like separate monitors or on a tablet, but really virtual reality gives us a sort of sense of isolation that you can't get with those other things. So it lets players know that no one's going to be cheating. You can't look over at the paper or see your friends when you're wearing the headset, and they can't look at your screen. But largely, it prevents you from doing anything other than verbal communication. So you can't kind of glance over at your friends and see the gestures they're making. You also can't get reassured that they're working hard on something and not just completely confused and have gone silent. So it really helps increase tension in that regard.
You have one player set up here, but how many people can play this game when it's out?
We've seen games as large as probably 6 players, so one person virtual reality and then 5 people arguing over pieces of paper. It's interesting because it becomes a completely different game where it's more about how these people interact and whether or not they're going to argue or shout over each other or try to just take ownership of a small piece of the puzzle. It's fun to see that dynamic come out.
Talk about the gameplay itself and what people are doing here.
So the basic way the game works is one person in virtual reality sees a procedurally generated time bomb. The problem is they're completely incompetent and they have no idea what they're doing. So they need their friends in the real world who have this paper manual. And the paper manual describes how to defuse every bomb in existence. But those experts have no idea what the current bomb actually looks like. So the goal of the game is to have both sides talk it out and try to identify, like, what's the serial number? How many wires do you see? And then work out all of these little individual puzzles to get the right solution before time runs out and the bomb explodes.
So there's an actual manual that will come with this game, like the old instruction books almost, in which people are going to be flipping through pages?
Yeah, the way we have it set up here is about a 25-page paper manual bound in a binder, and you need to sift through that to find the right information.
Does this game allow for more than one person to ever play within the virtual reality space?
We haven't explored that side of things yet. We probably won't be doing it for the first version of the game, but we do have some crazier ideas. Like if we're going to be sort of aping classic movies, then a very easy one to think of is Speed, and you could have a second player in VR maybe driving the bus. That's a long ways out, but we have fun ideas for that sort of thing.
How easy is it to develop for VR and PS4?
Technically, it's been really simple. We've actually only been working on PS4 for a little over a month. We work in Unity, so the technical side of things is really sort of straightforward. It just kind of works. The harder part is making sure the VR design doesn't sort of induce motion sickness or make players feel ill in any way, whether it's like different HUD elements that are up in your face. That doesn't really work in VR. So the harder part is coming up with designs where people don't feel uncomfortable playing your game. And that's why our game is sort of a seated experience. You have, in the real world, you're supposed to be sitting down to match your character in-game who is sitting down and doesn't really move around. It's more about just looking around your surroundings and just interacting with the controller.